Welcome back. I'm Dr. Leo. In the first part of this series, we looked at the hidden signs that might reveal your child is facing bullying. We saw how those signs often go unnoticed and how important it is for parents to recognize them early. But recognizing the problem is only the beginning. Today, we're taking it further. I want to show you exactly what you can do to help your child heal, rebuild their confidence, and stop the cycle of bullying. This isn't theory. These are methods that I've seen work with countless families. So take a deep breath and let's walk through them together. By the end, you'll feel not only more informed, but also more empowered to protect your child. Solution number 1 is to create a safe space at home. One of the first and most important steps is to make your home feel like a safe haven. When a child is bullied, the outside world feels unpredictable and unsafe. Schools, hallways, even social media, all of it can feel hostile. So when they step into your home, they need to feel the opposite: safety, acceptance, and peace. Now, this doesn't mean sitting them down every day and asking, "Who hurt you? What happened today?" Often, constant interrogation makes them shut down even more. Instead, create moments where talking feels natural. Family dinners are a wonderful opportunity. Instead of the usual, "How was school?" which usually gets you a one-word answer, try asking, "What was the best part of your day? And what was the hardest part?" These kinds of questions open doors without pressure. The goal is simple. Let your child know, whatever happens out there, when you come home, you're safe, you're loved, and you're heard. That alone can begin to restore their sense of security. Solution number 2 is to teach assertiveness, not aggression. Many children believe they only have 2 options when facing a bully. Either you stay silent or fight back aggressively. Neither of these truly helps. What we want is to give them something different: assertiveness. Assertiveness is the ability to stand tall, to look someone in the eyes, and to say firmly, "Stop. That's not okay." It's not about yelling. It's not about threatening. It's about calm, steady confidence. One young girl I worked with believed that the only way to protect herself was to shout back. But all that did was escalate the conflict. We practiced together, role-playing scenarios where she could respond clearly without anger. Within weeks, she began to feel in control. Not because she was louder, but because she was calmer. So with your own child, practice at home. Pretend to be the bully and let them try different responses. Praise their efforts. The more they rehearse, the more natural it will feel when the real moment comes. Solution number 3, strengthen their circle. Bullying thrives in isolation. A child who feels alone is much more vulnerable. But even one true friend can change everything. Encourage your child to build healthy friendships. This doesn't always mean they need a big group. Sometimes one loyal friend is all it takes. Signing them up for activities outside of school, sports, music clubs, art, it helps them discover their strengths and connect with others who share their passions. When a child knows they have someone to walk to class with or someone to message when they're upset, the bully immediately loses some of their power. Research shows that children with at least one supportive friendship are far less likely to suffer long-term anxiety or depression from bullying. So your role as a parent is to gently guide them toward environments where those friendships can grow. Solution number 4, teach them emotional regulation. Bullies feed on reactions. If a child cries or explodes in anger, the bully feels stronger. That's why one of the greatest tools you can give your child is the ability to regulate their emotions. Start with something simple, breathing exercises. Teach them to pause, to breathe in slowly to the count of 5, then to breathe out to the count of 5. This calms the nervous system almost instantly. Another powerful method is visualization. Ask your child to imagine a protective shield around them, like a bubble that negative words can't penetrate. And don't underestimate the power of journaling. Writing feelings down at night helps children process emotions instead of carrying them into the next day. Even asking them to simply name their feelings. "I'm angry," "I'm feeling scared," or "I'm feeling lonely." It can make those emotions less overwhelming. By learning to control their own inner world, your child becomes less reactive, and the bully loses control over them. Solution number 5 is to work with the school strategically. When parents discover bullying, the instinct is often to storm into the school demanding answers. But unfortunately, that approach usually backfires. The better strategy is to be calm, precise, and organized. Keep a record of incidents, the dates, the times, and what was said or done. Documentation gives you credibility. Then schedule a private meeting with the teacher or school counselor. Avoid pointing fingers. Instead, frame it as, "I want us to work together to make sure my child is safe." This builds cooperation rather than defensiveness. And if you feel the school isn't responding properly, escalate carefully, first to the principal, then to the district, and beyond if necessary. I once advised parents of a 13-year-old boy who faced relentless harassment. Because they kept written logs, the school could not deny the problem, and eventually a safety plan was put in place for him. Patience and persistence here are key. You want to be seen as a partner, but also as a parent who will not back down when it comes to their child's well-being. Number 6 is to rebuild confidence outside of school. Bullying attacks a child's self-worth. One of your most important jobs is to help rebuild it, and sometimes the best way is to look beyond the school environment. Find spaces where your child can excel. Art classes, coding, music, sports. One of the most effective I've seen is martial arts. And let me be clear, not because it teaches them to fight, but because it teaches discipline, posture, and inner strength. A child who learns to carry themselves with confidence is far less likely to be targeted. It can also flip the power dynamic at home. Ask your child to teach you something they love, whether it's a video game, a dance move, or a skill that they've learned. When they become the teacher and you become the student, it reinforces that they do have knowledge and abilities worth respecting. Solution number 7, watch for deeper emotional wounds. Some bullying wounds go far beyond what we can see. Words and humiliation can leave deep scars that don't heal overnight. Pay attention to changes in mood, sleep patterns, or sudden withdrawal from activities they once enjoyed. If you notice signs of depression or anxiety, do not dismiss them. This is the moment to bring in extra support. A therapist or a counselor isn't a sign of weakness. It's a layer of protection. Children sometimes find it easier to open up to a professional than to their own parents, simply because they don't want to disappoint you or make you worry. Remember, the earlier we step in, the less likely those scars will follow them into adulthood. Bullying is painful, but it does not have to define your child's future. With the right tools and support, they can not only recover, but emerge stronger, more confident, and more compassionate.